and I don't know if this factor has anything at all to do with ADHD and dyslexia, but I'm a very emotional person, as you know. And I have an editor at one of my publishing companies, and I was working on a book about an experience from my childhood. I think it was about my granddad and relationship with my granddad when I was 10, 11 years old. And I don't know what the discussion was about, but my editor, Liz, said, Doug, most people cannot access their emotions like you do. And I said, I didn't understand. I said, what do you mean? Well, they're not that accessible. They don't go there into those deep emotions as you do. And I said, oh, I didn't know anything about it. But as I thought about it, because it was an interesting thing she said, and I thought about it, and then I began to realize that when and I don't know if you've ever had this, when I'm searching for a memory, and it's right on the tip of your brain, and you can't find it, there's whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Somehow
I discovered, by just being aware of myself, aware of my processes, that I find the emotion first. I find I don't say these words, but I find how was I feeling, and if I can find the feeling, then I can remember the thing, the picture, the movie, the event. But I go to the emotion first. Isn't that interesting? I think it's interesting. I don't.
That's okay. So one of the top 5 strengths of dyslexia in particular is empathy. We have they've charted it. We have extremely high amounts of EQ, emotional intelligence. And so I would definitely tell you that is in your gift category. That's in your strength category. And
I would believe that.
Absolutely. And
sorry for my clock. That's my bird clock up there. It has a different bird that sings at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So who was that? That was I can't see from here, and I forgot who that was. Well, but anyway.
There's a great example of, by the way, the power of simple things to help a time blind person know that an hour has passed. Right? Like yeah. I have a variety of clients that have clocks like that, and I've encouraged some to get them for that reason. I said, you need to understand when an hour passes so you can choose to sit there or decide on something else or what have you, but you're so time blind, you don't feel any time passing.
I have a terrible time with time. We've talked about this before. In the short term, being ready for something at a certain hour or minute of the day, or knowing how much time has passed, or in the long term, I'll say, Kathy and I will be driving, and I'll say, oh, there's that place that's a new business, isn't it? Just in the last year. So it's Doug. That's been there for 10 years. Or, any event, and I'll think that was 2 years ago. No, that was 14 years ago. It all kind of blurs and stretches, and so I think Einstein had it right. It's very relative. It's very relative. To
I like that. He was right. It is very relative.
He was right.
I have
not that he needs money.
Well, he did pretty good. Gotta say,
he did. He was probably ADHD and dyslexic too.
They've not officially, but both organizations tend to claim him. That's what I would say. There weren't official titles, but I would say his form of thinking lends itself to our group.
Absolutely.
Yes, there's a wide variety of those.
He was not doing what he was supposed to be doing.
No, not at all.
Or the general theory of relativity. He was supposed to be working as a clerk in a I forgot what it was, a postal clerk or some kind of a
patent office. He did that for a while, I think.
Patent office, that's it, yes.
Yep.
And he was not doing that. He was sitting around what we call daydreaming.
Yes.
Wasting time.
Absolutely.
Wasting time.
Good thing.
I've been accused all so often through my life of wasting time and daydreaming. One of my teachers said, Doug always has both feet firmly planted in midair. Oh yes, I've taken pride in that.
Yes, that's the gift.
Yes.
Yes, he did.